But, you know, once we get there, it can be fun. Oh, we're on. We're on. Awesome. Oh, okay. So, sup everybody. Welcome back to part 2. Hang on, I gotta... once we get there... Oh, crap. I'm hearing myself. That's weird. Hang on, let me retitle this. Legends. Alright. I think the title will get some people in. So, this actually really surprised me because usually setting up these live streams takes way longer. So when it actually like worked like first time, it was just like yes. So yeah. Alright, hey man. Oh, what's up? Anyway, we just started. This is how we finished it. We got all these characters, and as you can see, we have a lot more. We have a lot more characters. And we're gonna be starting with... Great to see the live stream working. Yes. Love it. Love having it working. It's great. And then, so we're gonna be starting off. So, if you don't know what this is, we take all the Star Wars Legends characters and we put them on a tier list. It's community based, so you just leave it in the comments and you see where each character, and you guys can like debate, and I'll debate with you guys. So, here are the tiers: Unrivaled, SSS, SSS, A, B, C, D, E, and F. We're going to be starting off today with TPM Darth Maul. So, Darth Maul up until the events of The Phantom Menace when he gets cut in half. We've already done TCW Darth Maul up until Season 5, and we're going to be doing Phantom Menace Maul. And, well, I mean, the knight is very young. Like, I think the first one is a Night Sister. Yeah, I don't know who those guys are, because believe it or not, I don't know every Star Wars character. I know a lot of them, but I don't know all of them. So the ones we didn't know initially, we kind of just put to the side. So, but everyone should probably know who Darth Maul is, or at least the movie version. And then I have no idea on which character we're going to end off on. I think we're just going to go until we feel like we don't want to keep going. So, yeah, TPM Darth Maul. That is your choice. S tier. S tier or S tier? Oh, okay, it's tier. I mean, it makes sense. Well, oh, I disagree with that. I mean, you're putting, TCW Darth Maul under TPM Maul? I mean, we're not taking, Season 7 of TCW into account, because it's Disney canon, and this is purely Legends. Like, for example, Ahsoka Tano is on this list, but we're not going to be using her Season 7 or Rebels appearances just up until Season 5, because purely Legends. And then, so, you sure? I mean, TCW Maul, I mean, he was able to engage. The guy was in his prime and was known for being a more calculated fighter. He was a better duelist than Dooku, but weaker in the Force. I don't know if he was a better duelist than Dooku. He was definitely a challenger for Dooku, but he was definitely weaker in the Force, without a doubt. But I mean, TPM Maul does have some skilled kills. Anun Bandara, Qui-Gon Jinn, and who is the one Twi'lek guy with the stick? I don't remember, but he had some good kills up his belt. And I mean, he did stage manage Jin and Kenobi. But like TCW Maul was able to take on Windu and Ayla for Mace Windu and Ayla Secura for a time, and obviously Darth Sidious was toying with him, but he still traded blows with Sidious, which is more than I can say for Agen Kolar and Saizi Tin. And Kit Fisto didn't last very long, but I'll give him credit. He did actually block some strikes. I mean, or maybe he was like Asajj Ventress, maybe not in his prime. Oh yeah, I don't think Maul ever reached full potential. Like, Maul had a lot of power and a lot of skill. Like, it's something you'll see between TPM and TCW is Maul went from like a really tactical fighter who didn't over-rely on his force abilities, and then he just, after his robo-legs, he just went all-out force, all-out aggression. Like, this is just me saying this, but if Maul was able to have the force power that he had in TCW, with the tactical mindset and dueling skill of TPM, I would easily put him on SS tier. Like, I would consider putting him on the SS tier, because with Jaina, Vitiate, Talzin, and Revan, because, I mean, maybe that's me going off of Season 7 with him pulling down the hyperdrive, but, alright, if you guys want, TPM Maul at S tier, then, well, it's your tier list, so I won't argue. And now we're moving on to, well, basically female Darth Maul, which is Darth Talon from the Legacy comics. So, Talon. So, I think we all know who Darth Talon is. She's very popular in Legends, but she was like Darth Krayt's like servant. Yeah, she was his servant, like the Emperor's hand. So, and she's considered one of the hottest Star Wars characters, but, yeah. So, I don't know if I'd put her on the same tier as TPM or TCW Maul. I mean, she's capable. She's definitely very skilled and very powerful. I mean, we're saying, like, I mean, she was able to keep up with Cade Skywalker and Shadow Veo and Wolf Sazin, I think. Did she ever fight Wolf Sazin? I don't remember. I haven't read Legacy in a long time. I gotta reread those. I can't believe I've been spending quarantine and not reading the Legacy comics. I've been rereading a New Jedi Order, which is Yuuzhan Vong War, so which has been an enjoyable read. So yeah, I gotta reread. Did she ever? Talon was a master of Form 4 and 6. I would say she was one of those tactical fighters. Was on the same level with Asajj Ventress. Oh, absolutely. She was on the same tier as Ventress. I would argue. Well, in terms of swordsmanship, yeah, they're very equal. Like, Ventress has held off Windu. She's competed with Anakin and Obi-Wan. I would put her a low A tier. That seems about right for her. Like, yeah, I think that's good for Talon. I mean, or high B tier. Yeah, I think that makes sense for Talon. Like, I could see her defeating someone like Kit Fisto or Qui-Gon Jinn. Like, personally, I think she could win. And then, like, she's going up with, like, TCW. And why do we have all the red-skinned Sith Lords in the A tier? We have TCW Maul, Exalt Kresh, and now Darth Talon. That's... I hope that's not me being racist, because I'm not trying to be. But, I don't know. I find that kind of weird. And then we just have Darth Traya, Kasim, and TCW Anakin. Alright, now we have Pong Krell from the Umbara arc of TCW. I don't hold this guy in as high regard to some people. He's the big guy who made the clones shoot each other, and he wanted to join Dooku's Dark Jedi army, and then he got shot by his most loyal clone. I mean, he was able to take on more clone troopers than any Jedi ever. I mean, I think if Yoda was put in that situation, he could probably destroy both those battalions. But, like, in terms of, like, compared to the Jedi, Pong Krell's a high C tier. He's less powerful version of Savage Opress and Reckless Fighter. Yeah, that does sound about right. That does sound... Yeah, everyone's saying C tier. I agree. We're just gonna throw him... This isn't really a best to worst. We're just kind of throwing him in their tiers. Alright, so... Darth and Dedu. He's like Sora Bulk. In a way, he's like Sora Bulk. I think Sora Bulk was stronger overall, but mentally they're very similar. Like they just kind of go insane, and then they go bloodthirsty and crazy, and that's what led both of them to their defeats. Krell overextended against the Sarlacc, and Bulk overextended against Voss. So, all right, Darth and Dedu. And Dedu's tricky because he's not in a lot of fights. Well, he has the fight with Darth Warlock, the third, but like apart from that, what other fights does he have? I mean, he is the creator of Essence Transfer, which that alone puts him above Pong Krell for a fact. So, yeah, I don't know. Hang on, I got A tier. Alright, I mean, A tier works, because Traya was also pretty powerful, and so was, Exalt. I mean, I'm gonna see if other people think he's A tier. I mean, has he ever been in a lightsaber duel? I know he's been in a Force duel with Darth Warlock. And, hang on for just a second. Okay. He's A tier. His Force abilities are great, but his lightsaber skills needs improvement. I agree. Alright, so we have 2 people saying A tier. We're gonna put him in A tier. Alright, so now we have Prince Arkin. Now, Arkin is a little bit more obscure of a character, but he is the son of Valkorion. He's from Knights of the Fallen Empire and Knights of the Eternal Throne, and he was one of the leaders of the Eternal Empire. He's in the Betrayed cinematic trailer, and Knights of the Fallen Empire, and Knights of the Eternal Throne. Well, Valen kind of took the screen, and Valen's on here too, but never mind. We're focusing on Arkin. We'll get to Valen maybe today, maybe another day. We don't know. But yes, Arkin was. I mean, both Satele Shan and Darth Marr didn't think they could beat him, and I mean the Outlander, who possibly is the hero of Tython, meaning he defeated Vitiate, and he's like Count Dooku. He's perfectly balanced with his Force abilities and lightsaber skills. I'll give him the honor of the highest A tier. That sounds good. I mean, wait. We put Darth Marr on S tier, though. I've always seen Darth Marr is weaker than Arkin. I mean, he and Satele both didn't want to fight. Yeah, we'll give him A tier. We'll just give him... Well, Vitiate was weakened when he fought the hero of Tython, so... Yeah, we'll put him there. If anyone disagrees, they can comment it. We can debate about that. But for now, he'll be an A tier. We're just going to speed through these characters. Okay, so this Night Sister, I don't know who this is. Oh, highest S tier. Oh. Yeah, I agree. I'm more down with him being the highest S tier than A tier, but I don't know who this Night Sister is. If you guys know who she is, leave it in the comments, and we can do that. If not, then we have Maris Brood, who is Shaak Ti's apprentice from The Force Unleashed, and she got wrecked by Galen Marek. She's the one who battled Darth Maul. Oh, that's who she is! Is she the one who, like, shot the Force Lightning and Darth Maul just tanked it like a beast? Is that her? Wow! I didn't recognize her. She shocked Maul with light... That's who she... Yeah, we're thinking of the same Night Sister. Yeah, Maul just kind of shrugs it off like a beast. Like, nothing. He just tanks right through it, fights right through it, kills her. Yeah, I remember her. Okay, sorry, the image looked very different. I haven't read that comic in a while. It's a good comic, though. I do enjoy that one with Maul. So, where would she go? I mean, her Force Lightning did no effect on Darth Maul, but let's be honest, that was Darth Maul. Like, she probably would have affected, like, Agen Kolar or Saizi Tin with her lightning. She probably would have done something, but Darth Maul is just so much more physically fit than, either Agen or Saizi. High C tier? Yeah, I think so. We'll put her around Agen and Saizi. We're gonna have the two dead boys together. So, yeah. Alright, so we got Maris Brood. As I've already stated, Maris Brood, apprenticed to Shakti. She fell to the dark side when her master died on Felucia, and she had kidnapped Bail Organa, and she fought Galen Marek and got destroyed by him. Excuse me. So, hang on. I know Sith Master. Alright, I'm trying to figure out, because Galen, they really do weird things with Galen in this. Okay, yeah. Okay, is that Galen? Okay, there's Galen and Starkiller. Okay. So yeah, we're focusing on Maris Brood. So, I mean, she did give Galen a decent fight. She is really impractical lightsabers. That's just the one thing I remember from her, is that she has really impractical lightsabers. But, I mean, she was able to tame the Bull Rancor, was it? Where she just completely mind-dominated him, and I think she could even use Force Cloak. I think she knew Force Cloak, and she, like, kind of cloak, and she'd, like, jump out from the shadows, and she'd attack Galen. Like, she did give Galen a run for his money, and we're talking the same Galen Marek who narrowly defeated Darth Vader. She's a Xi'an specialist and used her environment to revenge his low beater. Yeah, I think she did give Galen Marek, of all people, a run for his money in a lightsaber duel, so I don't think she's inherently powerful, but I think her tactical sensibility and environmental awareness brings her up, because this isn't just force power. This tier list is like lightsaber skills, physicality, force abilities, tactical sensibility, weaponry, everything. So, yeah, like her tactics bring her up quite a bit. And then, speaking of tactics, Barriss Offee, the pacifist who tried to make a point by bombing the Jedi Temple. Oh my god, that was so ridiculous. Which is like, the only thing the Jedi believe in is violence. Yet 5 minutes ago, 2 episodes again, you just set a bomb in the Jedi Temple. And, I don't know if there's a difference between I don't think there's a difference to them for TCW Barriss, so. Yeah, so we're just gonna say this is both Barriss Offee in the comics and the Barriss in TCW. So, which would mean this is the Barriss who dueled Anakin. So, the Clone Wars doesn't fit in Legends, to be honest, but I love Joe. I agree. I agree with that statement. It's a good show, but it's the canon version of the Clone Wars. So, okay. So we'll do Barriss. We'll just do her based off of the comics. But then, like, if we go to, like, Ahsoka, then we'll do just off Clone Wars. And the same goes with, when we did General Grievous, we didn't use TCW. And the same will go for Asajj Ventress. And Quinlan Vos. Definitely Quinlan Vos. He is not getting a TCW trash. So yeah, Ventress, Vos, and Grievous. So we'll just say Barriss, just purely off of the comics. And then if there's like a purely TCW character, then we'll just use TCW. So, yeah, so just based off the comics, I mean, she and Luminara held the cave up in the Clone Wars micro series. And I mean, she was a capable healer, without a doubt. Yeah, I don't know her a lot in the comics. Well, I do know her in the comics, but it's been a while, so every time I see Barriss, I'm mainly thinking of her duel with Anakin, but yeah, I don't know where I'd put her. She's a B tier because she was able to go toe to. Oh, so we are using TCW. Okay. Yeah, we'll put her B tier. We'll put her with like Kit. Actually, we'll put her with Maris. I think she's about that strong. Okay. So yeah, we'll balance TCW. So just so you know, when we talk about characters like Quinlan Voss and stuff, we will just use Legends, no TCW, but like Ahsoka, Pre Vizsla's on this list. Later up, we'll like characters like them. We will give them that. So Voto Siosk Boss. I know a lot of you guys don't need introductions to these characters, but I'm just gonna be nice and give them. Voto was the Jedi weapons master. He trained Exar Kun, Silvar, and Credo, and then he fought Exar Kun on Coruscant, where he was killed. And that was the first Jedi that Exar Kun killed using his saber. Was that the first Jedi that he killed with his saber staff, or was that Ood Banar? I think he was the first. And then I think it was Ood Banar second. Well, he didn't kill Ood Banar, but he did. So, yeah, I think Voto's cool. He's one of the, I always like the Tales of the Jedi comics. I think he's so cool. I think they're really good comics, and Voto was definitely one of my favorites in terms of characters who were in that series. Sorry, I have a really cracky voice today. I don't know why. So, I mean, I think he's held back due to his quarterstaff, personally. He was an evenly matched against Exar Kun, a great duelist. I would have to say a low S tier because his force abilities need a little bit more work, but S tier works too. Yeah, his force abilities are really weird. Like he has like all like these really complicated powers, like sever force and like all these different, but he doesn't have like simple force pushes and stuff. That always confused me about the character. So yeah, oh, where is he? Yeah, we'll put him at the top of A tier because my man needs some respect because he's a good sword duelist. All right. Oh, here we go. One of my all-time favorite Star Wars characters, top 10 Star Wars characters of all time. We have Bastila Shan. I think we're just gonna take her off of KOTOR. We'll just say at the end of KOTOR, so both of her light and dark side appearances. So, yep, Bastila is one of my top 10 favorite Star Wars characters. I'm gonna make sure my bias. Well, power levels, I don't really have a bias against Bastila. Like, in terms of power levels, I don't have a bias towards her. But, like, as a character, I hold her in high regards. So, I like Bastila. But, yeah, Bastila, if you don't know, she was the Jedi who led the strike team against Darth Revan. She saved his life after Malik's betrayal and used the Force Bond. And then she and Revan ended up falling in love. And Malik captured her and turned her to the dark side. And Revan redeemed her. And she was also really good with battle meditation. I mean, she could dominate entire battles with her power, which was insane. So, I hope, like, let's not forget that she was able to compete with Revan, Juhani, and Jolee at once. Was able to use a force wave against them. Had, like, really strong battle meditation. She's S tier or SS tier. She was able to beat many opponents. Oh, yes. I mean, the Republic wouldn't have won the Battle of the Starforge without her battle meditation. Plus, a Padawan was doing, like, force spawns and battle meditation and was defeating Jedi Knight, Jedi Master level combatants. She is very strong. I have a lot of respect for her. We'll put her just under Arkin. Like, I'm gonna put her a little bit above Jacen Solo. So, alright. I don't know who these next two are, again. If you guys know who these next two are, leave them in the comments, because I don't know who they are. And if you guys don't know, we'll move on to Ben Skywalker, who is the son of Luke Skywalker, and I don't think he fought in the Yuuzhan Vong War. I know he was a lot in Fate of the Jedi. He was Darth Caedus' Sith apprentice temporarily. He did like the Quinlan Vos thing. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've read on Ben Skywalker. Like, I don't really have a lot of ideas for him. Like I done a little bit, because, you know, Exar Kun vs. Darth Caedus, which I did a little more work on yesterday. We're getting there. It's getting good. But, that's about the most I've read on Ben Skywalker. For all those people who want a Ben Skywalker versus series, I don't think he's going to be getting one on my channel. At least for a little while. I don't know if he will or not. Plus, I got a bunch of matchups already set up. Which, ooh, I can see one of the combatants in my screen right now. Ben Skywalker is probably an A tier. Not one of the most powerful Skywalkers, but definitely a Djemso specialist. Oh, wow, I would have never put him in that high of esteem, but yeah, we'll put him in. He was definitely Djemso. I mean, he trained with Luke. Oh, that's S tier. He's A tier. Oh, whoa. Alright, Boba Fett. So yeah, there are non-Force sensitives in here as well, including Force sensitives. So, we got Boba Fett. On the one hand, he was a hero of the Yuuzhan Vong War, and he trained Jaina Solo in physical combat. But on the other hand, he also got hit in the back by a blind Han Solo. But that was really just a stupid comedic thing that they did in Return of the Jedi, which, as much as I like that movie, that was pretty ridiculous how they killed him off. He should have... I heard someone write a little thing that he escaped the battle and he faced Han and Leia during the... And how he should have, went to the shield generator and fought off Han and Leia. That would have been so cool, during the battle. So you have Luke and Vader and the Emperor, and then you have Han. And there could have been a thing where, Han has a perfect shot, but, Boba has a gun to Leia's head, and he puts it down. New Hope Han would have just taken the shot. But, and it was going to be, a character arc thing. Someone told me how they were gonna, they had an idea for, a concept for that, and I thought it was really cool, so. But yeah, Boba Fett, yeah, I don't know where I'd put Boba. I'm really more, I have more ideas for the Force-sensitive people, because, honestly, Boba Fett is a high B tier. He killed Jedi Knights and Masters. Fair enough. He did, so high B tier? Yeah, high B tier. We're going to put him around Mandalore the Ultimate level. He's going with his fellow Mandalorians. So, is this Kir Karnos? No, it's not Kir Karnos. It's, is it Jax Paven, or... I know who this guy is. I know who he is, I'm just forgetting his name. It was Jax Paven... Was it? It was... I think we already did Kir Karnos. So is this... I know this guy too. That's the thing that's killing me, is that I know who he is. I remember him from the Royal Guard comics with Kir Karnos. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to take it on this one. I'm forgetting who he is. And then... Or we can move on to Venzalo, who I have much more knowledge on, who I know quite a bit more about. So, sorry, I already said it, I have a really creaky voice today. Creaky. But, I think it's Jax Paven, but I'm not sure. Venzalo, I'm just gonna start talking about Venzalo, because I don't know who that is. If you guys know and you want to rank him, Venzalo is a B tier. He's an Ataru specialist and is considered to be Malgus's equal. I wouldn't call him Malgus's equal, but he's definitely very formidable. I'm going to put him with Fisto and Jin, so we're not going to focus on that guy. Alright, moving on to Ki-Adi-Mundi. I think everybody should know who Ki-Adi-Mundi is. What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? Oh. A contender to Malgus. Yeah, he wasn't his equal, but he was certainly a contender. He was definitely, Malgus considered him his greatest kill, which is saying something compared to Chaos and Durach. So, Ki-Adi-Mundi, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? He trained Asherad Het. He was the only Jedi in the Order 66 flashback in Revenge of the Sith to actually survive longer. A ladies' man too. I know, right? I know, that totally. But yeah, my boy Mundi. I mean, Ki-Adi was able to hold off Legends Grievous with Shaak Ti for a time. I feel like there's a comic where he fights Ventress, but I'm not sure. I know he fights Grievous on Hypori, and he's one of like 2 or 3 survivors. But I don't think he fought Aurra Sing. I think that was Asherah and Sherrat who did that. So he had the binary brains. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know where I'd put Ki-Adi. I mean, oh, B tier? B tier makes sense. B tier makes sense. If you have any arguments to the contrary, leave them down below. Ki-Adi-Mundi is a high B tier, just above Boba Fett because he studied from Form, Makashi, Ataru, and Turizu. Oh yeah, he was definitely one of the, he had a lot of forms. I'm gonna put him around Fisto and Zalo level. I've always seen Mundi is about that strong. So, is this Celeste Morn? Celeste Morn, I believe? She's from... I just remember her from the Legacy comics. I haven't read that arc in a long, long time. So, I don't remember too much about her. I know who she is. I know that she was Celeste Morn. I know she was very powerful. The main thing I remember about her was she was able to block Force Lightning from the combined efforts of both Darth Krayt while he was still in his weird armor, and Darth Malady, who, you know, she wasn't the strongest Sith of the era, but she was definitely not the weakest. I mean, she was like the best, like, Sith scientist. She's like the only Sith scientist. She was I don't think people give Darth Malady a lot of respect. I mean, she was like, from a creative standpoint, she's one of the most interesting Sith. They just didn't do a lot with her, which is a shame. But Celeste Morn, she's mid B tier, I guess. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't remember a lot about her. I don't remember much about her, so she'll go around there. Again, I don't know who this Night Sister is. If you do, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, we're going to keep chugging. Corran Horn. So, I've always liked Corran Horn. Corran Horn's always been one of my favorite Jedi of the New Jedi Order era, because I, Jedi is a great novel, and because I've always liked that he couldn't use telekinesis, but he could use like illusions and Tuta Mintis to like really high degrees. I thought that was a really creative idea for him, and making him like an elite sword master, I think, was another really good idea. Because, yeah, he's so cool. Like, he's one of the Jedi that I'm really sad never appeared, that I'm never going to be able to see in live action. Because, you know, sequel trilogy. We could have been seeing New Jedi Order. Imagine seeing, Kal Katarn and Corran Horn and Jason and Jaina on the big screen. it hurts just to think about it. Just to think of the idea of that. But, yeah, I think Corran Horn was tied with, Mara Jade and Jason Solo for my favorite Jedi of that era. Corran Horn gets an A tier easily. He's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's one of the best duelists and was very creative with his Force ability. He even dueled a Yu Zhongfang general. Yeah, I agree. Like, again, Corran is very similar to Kenobi in that they were both not born very strong with the Force. They were born with handicaps with their Force powers. I'll put him a bit above Traya, and they had to work around their limits to becoming really powerful. So, and then both are very crafty. And yes, Corran Horn did dueled a Yu Zhongfang general, and I'm pretty sure he won the duel. If I remember, I'm pretty sure he won. I don't remember. I know he was. I'm pretty sure he was injured too. But yeah, Corran is definitely. He's one of the best duelists of New Jedi Order. Yeah, he's my boy. I love Corran. So, all right. Now this is Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious specifically because we have Dark Empire Sidious. We already have him placed, and as you'll see, we have Return of the Jedi Darth Sidious. We'll just kind of throw him in there. But, so this is Darth Sidious as he appears in Revenge of the Sith. So, basically the Sidious who fought Mace and Yoda. Because, some people know this, some people don't. But, Darth Sidious did actually grow stronger between the events of Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi, and significantly between Return of the Jedi and Dark Empire. So, and no Rise of Skywalker Sidious on this list, thank God. Yeah, because we're here to talk about legends and the cool characters. So yeah, this is just Sidious going up to Revenge of the Sith. So, everything regarding his appearance, like the Plagueis novel, Revenge of the Sith. If you want to include TCW, you can. High SS tier. He was significantly powerful, but was equal to Mace and was able to contend with Yoda. Just my personal theory, but Palpatine faked the fight with Mace. I have agreed with that theory. I've heard a lot of people say Palpatine faked the fight with Mace, and I agree. My personal belief is that Sidious got mad, and he went after the Jedi, and Windu was taking a long time. Like, he realized, like, oh crap. Like, I think Sidious was like, I can defeat Windu, but there's also a chance that I couldn't. So, I'm gonna play it safe, because I know Anakin's gonna be arriving. And so, he faked the fight to make it look like he was getting overwhelmed. So, I agree with that theory. So, high SS tier. I agree. Because, I mean, you don't face both. I'll put him up above Jaina. Yeah, I mean, you don't fight both Mace Windu and Yoda, live to tell about it, and, yeah, and not expect to be powerful. So, we just went from a very powerful character to a character that would stand no chance against Darth Sidious, or Yoda, or Mace Windu, and that is Obi-Wan Kenobi as he appears in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So, yes, there are different versions, like, I'm pretty sure Attack of the Clones Anakin, like, there are a ton of Anakin and Obi-Wans on here. This is Phantom Menace. Anakin has his, because we did TCW Anakin, so there's the other material Anakin, and then Padawan Anakin, and then there's Master Kenobi, and we already did Old Ben. And then TCW Obi-Wan, and then Mortis Anakin, and then there's, of course, Darth Vader. So yeah, this is just Phantom Menace Kenobi. Plus, you can add, like, the Jedi Apprentice, where he helped Qui-Gon against Xanatos, and all that. I mean, he kept up with TPM Darth Maul. Darth Maul did win the fight, but, I mean, he at least pressured him and destroyed his saber staff, or cut it in half, when angered, so, I don't think he's like the weakest Jedi ever. Like I would easily put him above Nadar Veb. And did he duel with Xanatos? I think it was mainly Qui-Gon who dueled Xanatos. I don't know if Kenobi ever had a fight with him. I know he had a duel with that one bully Padawan who's like the Draco Malfoy of Star Wars. And I don't know if he ever fought Xanatos. He might have. So yeah, this is just TPM Kenobi. So yeah, I don't know where I would put him. C tier. I'd put him like at least a significant C tier. For me, I'd put him significant C tier. So if you have any arguments, I'm gonna put him. I'll even put him above Venomius because, well, Venomius fought Plagueis, and Plagueis is stronger than Darth Maul. So yeah, I'm gonna put him below Venomius. If you have any arguments to the contrary, low B tier. Oh, low B tier. Yeah, you know what? We'll put him low B tier. Low B tier, C tier. Yeah, he's with Barriss and Maris. Barriss and Maris. And Kenobi. Alright. Now, Darth Caedus. Now, when we were doing Jacen Solo, I stated that was Jacen immediately after the Yuuzhan Vong War. So that was before he did his 5-year expedition. Now that we're doing Caedus, now he, not only does he have Yuuzhan Vong, but he does that 5-year quest where he learns all the different Force powers and all the different things, and plus he turns to the dark side. So, I mean, I hold Caedus in incredibly high regards. Higher regards than I think some other people do, but like, I mean, he kept up with GM Luke Skywalker and challenged him, and he fought Jaina Solo to a stalemate while injured, and Jaina is SS tier. And while injured, was able to stalemate her. Plus, he did 5 years of, like, just Force exploration and doing all that stuff. So, and again, kind of like Bastila, maybe it's just a personal bias, because Caedus is... Jacen/Caedus is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. He's not even top 10, he's like top 3. He's top 3 for me. So, but yeah, I mean, just objectively saying it, Darth Caedus is in an S or SS tier. He was able to contend with Grandmaster Luke Skywalker. Could have beaten Jaina Solo if he wasn't handicapped from his other fights. Just SS tier? Like, just? I mean... Okay, I see where you're going. SSS tier, probably. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think he would be SSS tier, personally. But, yeah, Caedus is insanely powerful, but... I mean, some people have been saying about his Kyle Katarn fight, where he's like, he was just using desperation tactics. I disagree. I think he was just stage managing Katarn and his other Jedi. So, I'll put him SSS tier. I'll put him around Exar. Hey, look at that. Exar and Caedus are in the same tier. I bet that's going to make a great versus video. And as I've said before, I have done some more work on that video. It is getting good. Alright. So, Ahsoka Tano, I think this is seasons 1, 2, and 3. So, this is before she gets the Shoto. So, this is whiny brat Ahsoka Tano, not cool Ahsoka Tano. So, I know season 5 Ahsoka is later. I don't know how. Oh, there she is. But, this is young Ahsoka, like, Clone Wars movie. And, like, the first few, like, 1, 2, 3 seasons of Clone Wars. Like, when she was still annoying. So, like, the first 2 seasons, and that's about it. So... I don't really hold her in high regard. Yeah, she force-pushed Ventress, but that was TCW version of Ventress. The same TCW that said TCW Maul and Savage could force push Sidious and have really broken force walls. And yeah, she dueled with Grievous, but that was TCW Grievous, who got beat up by Gungans. So, yeah, not the best. I mean, she isn't that bad. She isn't the worst combatant I've ever seen in Star Wars, cough cough Coleman Trebor. But, is Coleman Trebor on this list? I don't know if he is. I don't think he is. I think they actually were, like, serious and put serious characters, which, you know, whatever. I can live with it. She's an F tier. I just don't like her in the earlier seasons. But if we're discussing tactically, a high D tier. Yeah, just in terms of a character, early Ahsoka is an F tier. But tactically I'd put her on Nadar. I think Darth Tenebrous was better than her simply because he did the Maxichlorians. But yeah, she's only a little bit above Nadar. So, alright, we've got a very powerful being. The Son of Mortis. This is the embodiment of the dark side. So, extremely powerful. This is from the Mortis arc of Clone Wars. And he's like the 70th character that's voiced by Sam Witwer. Like, oh my, like when I saw that like a few days ago, I'm like, oh my god, how many characters did this guy voice for Star Wars? He did Maul, he did Darth Maul, Sidious in Force Unleashed, Galen Marek in Starkiller, the Son of Mortis. I swear he did like one or two others, but I'm not sure. But yeah, the Son, I mean, he's the literal embodiment of the dark side, so yeah, and he was only ever really brought down by Anakin embracing Chosen One level potential. So, he's one of the few characters that could shapeshift. He has red force lightning. He was able to completely just show people the future at will. So, he is... Which, I don't understand that deleted scene of the embodiment of the dark side, bowing down to Darth Revan and Bane. He's the highest SSS tier, just a little bit below Grandmaster Luke. Oh, SSS tier? I'd put him at Unrivaled, but, yeah, I can put him at SSS tier. I mean, Unrivaled could be, like, Abeloth. So, I'd personally put him at Unrivaled, but, I mean, this is your tier list, not mine. Which, actually, I actually have a tier list. I have this tier list, this same tier list as, you guys that I've been working on. So, I think when we finish this tier list, I don't know if we'll finish it tonight because all those characters, but, yeah. But I will actually bring mine up, and we're gonna compare it and see how different you guys are compared to me. So, there you go. Alright, Naga Sadow. So, Naga Sadow. Yeah. Naga Sadow, I mean, with the help of the chair thingy, he, destroyed a sun. He defeated Ludo. Did he defeat Ludo Crush, or did they stalemate? I think they stalemated until Marco Ragnos entered in, you know. You know what put him in Unrivaled? You know what put him in... You know what? Yeah. Sure. Alright. We'll put him in Unrivaled for now. If you disagree, it's all good. So Naga Sadow. He's a very powerful Sith sorcerer. That's without a doubt. He is an incredible Sith sorcerer. He's one of the most legendary Sith in ancient Sith history. So, yeah, I don't know where I'd put him around, personally, I'd put him around Ludo Crush level. But, like, I could also put him around, Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna put Marco Ragnos, and Ludo in B tier, I'd say. I mean, B tier. All right, we got 1 for B tier. So, got any arguments to the contrary? Same now. So, I'll put him right with his best friend, quote unquote, Ludo Crash. So, for now, Grand Master Yoda. So, we're just gonna say Yoda at the height of his abilities, so we'll say Revenge of the Sith, because I'm pretty sure that was Yoda's peak of power. So, Grand Master Yoda. Oh boy. Well, hold on. I have to be sure. Naga said that was a high B tier. Yeah, I agree. So, alright, so Yoda. I mean, for starters, Yoda has disarmed Revenge of the Sith Sidious. He's defeated Dooku twice, and Dooku was empowered by the dark side the second time, I believe, on Vajun. He ragdolled Ventress in TCW, just was like, yeet! The second Jedi learned Force Ghost ability, 900 years of endless training, and the Grand Master of the Jedi Order in the prequels. So, he's so cool. Yoda's so wise, so cool. And then he also has he's SSS tier, just below Dark Empire. I agree, and you know why I agree? Because I recently rewatched the Micro series, and I watched Yoda literally bring 2 capital ships and just slam them into each other. Like, we have things like, Darth Vader, just wrecking 2 little shuttles. It's like, Yoda just took, like, 2 Star Destroyer-sized ships and just goes, yeet! Just yeets them into each other, and he, like, pulls up an entire army of droids and just chucks them at, some of the spaceships, just like, he doesn't even tire, he just does it casually. I think Yoda is very underrated amongst, like, people are always like, oh yeah, Sidious is stronger than Yoda because he beat Yoda. I'm like, well, Yoda just beat the crap out of him, and he's going on, like, he's in his 800s, so, and he's using the Ataru fighting style, like, if you're gonna just badmouth Qui-Gon and say it was only because of his style, then yeah, Yoda deserves credit too. I mean, he was using the most exhausting fighting style against Darth Sidious, and they were fighting about the same length, about half of the Mustafar duel. So I agree with that. All right, this is Darnish Vol, who is a character from Fate of the Jedi. He is part of the Lost Tribe of the Sith. He's considered one of the most powerful members of Lost Tribe of the Sith. I haven't read Fate of the Jedi in a long, long time. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys, because I don't know where I would place, Darnish Vol. He is very, very, very powerful. All I remember was that he was, did he fight Abeloth? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he contended with Abeloth at one point, but I can't be sure because it's me. Because this is me we're talking about, so. Yeah, there we go. So, I mean, originally I thought that was, Palpatine, and I forgot that was our artwork of, Vol. And, I'm like, it's episode 1 Sidious. Alright, so we got Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, and going into it, like, I was so ready, and, like, 2 days ago, I watched a video of someone, like, talking about, Abeloth and the Lost Tribe of the Sith, and, they brought up Darnish Vol, and they used that, image, and I'm like, so that's who that is. He's A tier. Yeah, we'll put him at A tier, I guess. We'll put him at A tier. Oh, not B tier. We'll put him at A tier. We'll put him around Cornhorn level. Cornhorn Traya level. So, Mace Windu. Mace Windu, I don't think he needs much of an introduction. I mean, he's played by Samuel Jackson, has a purple lightsaber. He did fight Sidious, but I mean, let's be real, Sidious was most likely faking that fight. Most likely. Um, though I do think at the beginning he was trying to kill him. But, yeah. So, but even so, Windu has also, he's defeated Asajj Ventress. I'm pretty sure he beat Depa Billaba while injured. And, I mean, can we really count his, like, mini fight with Dooku? Like, they've had, like, 3 blade strikes. And he did compete with Legends Grievous, and Grievous completely just analyzed and just took Vopad. So he did beat Legends. I think he beat Legends in Labyrinth of Evil. He force-crushed Grievous's chest, he had Shatterpoint, he made the Vopad style, which is a whole new form of lightsaber combat, based on Form 7, so that's good on him. He also has that scene in the Micro series where he just takes out, like, all the B2 battle droids, just, like, with his bare hands, too. He just grabs, he's just ripping them apart, punching them, crushing them, throwing them aside, like... Yeah, I just rewatched the Micro series, and I forgot how much I love it. Because I was talking about, like, the Yoda just slamming them into the ships into each other, and now we have Mace just... And even during the Battle of Coruscant, he literally, like, lets go of his lightsaber, does, like, Darth Traya style, and kind of lets it keep cutting, and he just grabs a bunch of droids and starts punching them. And then he and Yoda blew away, like, a pretty large chunk of the CIS army on the ground. Just the 2 of them did the powerful Force Wave. And, yeah, Mace is good. I think Mace is good. So, I mean, so SS tier, I can agree with that. I mean, I don't think he was as strong as Sidious or Jaina, but he also fought, probably was a little bit above or below Count Dooku and could defeat the likes of Malgus and Bane. He does have a hard time with more calculated opponents. Give him this. Yeah, I agree. So, I agree with that. So, as we have 2 people saying SS tier, I think that's about right. Oh, there's Windu. I'll put him above Vitiate. I don't know if he's really above Jaina. I don't know if he's above Jaina, but yeah, he is very powerful. Mace is really powerful, but like when he meets power with power, he doesn't do as good. So, Darth Zana. Now, if you don't know who Darth Zana is, she was the apprentice to Darth Bane. She was the first apprentice of the Rule of Two. She defeated Darth Bane, and she was a really powerful Sith sorceress. She even created her own spells of madness, or fear and madness, which she almost broke Darth Bane for a second. Well, did she? I mean, Bane was able to resist. Bane was able to resist her, but she did do a good hit. She trained in Surisu, and she got retconned by canon. Like, I have a sad story, which, I have a Discord server, which I'm a part of, which, and we were talking about, favorite, like, we were talking about a bunch of characters, and there was another guy on the Discord who knew a lot of Legends, and he was talking about Darth Bane trilogy. I think it was like a what's your favorite, like, Star Wars book, and he said the Darth Bane trilogy, I said the Bane trilogy, and we got talking, and we mentioned Zana, and some other guy was like, who's Zana? And we're like, oh yeah, she's from the Darth Bane trilogy, she was Darth Bane's apprentice, and he's like, oh, that Legends nonsense, and both of us were just so sad. We're just like, no, they're being manipulated, they're being corrupted, this is what you've done, Disney, are you happy now? But, he was able to trick him into thinking she was canon, because Bane's canon, so he's like, well, if Bane's canon, then shouldn't she be? So... But yeah, that's my sad story. But anyway, going back to the true Star Wars Legends. Zana, she was able to fight Bane. I I do think Bane was slightly stronger than her. She created the Spells of Madness. In regards to the Darkseid tendrils that she used to beat Bane, I think that was more due to the planet than her own power. Like, because that kind of power, I don't think, like, Dynasty of Evil states that she and Bane were equals in force power. Sana was just such a good sorcerer that she could match Bane's strength. But, like, Bane would not have been able to do that, so I don't think Sana would have. I have to keep going, like, to get my voice up. But, she was no Obi-Wan Kenobi with Sarisu, but she was definitely capable. I mean, S or SA? SS. S or SS. I see it. I can see why. I'd probably put her S tier rather than SS tier. I mean, let's look who we're putting in SS tier and S tier. Yeah, I think S tier fits a lot better with her. Because, I mean, yeah, is she really on the same tier as, like, Vitiate and Windu? And if you have any arguments to the contrary, put them up. But, I'd put her around, we'll put her just about Grievous level. We'll put her around there. And if you guys think she's stronger or weaker, we can, you can put that in the comments. But, the father of Mortis. Now, this was the leader of Mortis. This was the embodiment of the balance of light and dark. Darth Zana was just a sorcerer that mastered Form 3 sorcery. Yeah. But, yeah. So, father of Mortis. He was, well, the living embodiment of, the Force, or the balance of the Force. He was able to control his... She's low A tier at best. Yeah, I'll put her, like... We can put her, like, low S tier, like, low... I'd put her around high A tier. So we can balance between S tier and A tier. Because we have people saying S tier. And we have some people saying, A tier. So we're just going to say... We'll put her in between. So, just to be fair. So the father of Mortis, he was able to keep his children in check for the most part until his son killed his daughter. And, I mean, he was able to completely wipe Anakin's memories and cure him of the dark side. And with Fate of the Jedi, he and his children were able to keep Abeloth, of all characters, imprisoned temporarily. So, how many characters are we going to go to today? I'm not sure. So, yeah, I think... Yeah, I'll figure that out. Hold up. I say we go to... I say we go to... Yeah, I don't know. SSS. He is more powerful than the son and the daughter combined. Yeah, but the son's at unrivaled. I mean, we can bring the son back down and then put him there. Which, yes, I agree, he was more powerful than both his son and daughter. So yeah, I'll put him at unrivaled. I'll put him above the son for now. And if we want to put them both lower, then we can... Sorry, that's my dog out here being a nuisance. So, scratching endlessly, but, yeah, we'll put him there for now. Now we have Darth Malgus, from SWTOR. Malgus was... He was the main guy in the cinematic trailers. He's the one who killed Chaos Interach and Venzalo, and he fought against Jedi Knight Satele and got wrecked. He was able to duel the hero of Tython, the same hero of Tython that killed Emperor Vitiate, and gave him a pretty significant challenge. What else has he done? I mean, he fought Lord Audros and killed him with his bare hands. He survived getting hit by an avalanche. There's that. I mean, he got completely wiped out from that avalanche. And, I mean, he survived. I mean, and then he went on to kill 2 Jedi Knights who I don't really hold in very high regards. Those 2 knights were negligible compared to him. So, I mean, oh, where would I put Malgus? Where would we put Malgus? Yeah, I don't know if I got to Malgus on my tier list. Because as I said before, I have a tier list and we're gonna compare at the end. But, yeah, I don't know where I put Malgus. We'll see when we get there. I mean, Malgus is definitely a high S tier. He's a calculated and powerful Force user, along with the mastery of gems. So, in fact, he's probably a high SS tier. Ooh, wow, that's going. We'll put him low SS tier. We're gonna put him SS tier, but low. But yeah, he was very. I'll put him at the very bottom of SS tier. But I mean, yeah, Malgus was very strong. Like, I mean, he's taken on some pretty capable Jedi in his life. So, oh, I got a Reddit meme that just popped up. Not on my computer, but on my phone. So, because I'm using my phone for comments, because I can't see with the computer, so I'm not actually commenting, but I'm just kind of keeping the comments up so I can respond. But, alright, now we have the guy Malgus is based off of, and the icon of all of Star Wars, Darth Vader. So, we're gonna do Vader at the height of his power, which they said was Return of the Jedi, but, I think it's Empire, because Vader wasn't conflicted, but, yeah, just Darth Vader at the height of his power. Simple enough. For feats, he was 80% of, Return of the Jedi Sidious's power. He was able to train Galen Marek, and then defeat Galen Marek. Well, he didn't defeat Galen Marek, but Galen definitely did not have an easy time facing Vader. He has slammed 2 ships into each other. He was a master of all 7 forms of lightsaber combat. He was a master Jedi killer. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's taken out armies of, enemies. Stormtroopers and thugs, and, I mean, he also took all those Jedi on at once with, the one comic with, where they killed Boltor Swanoff in a really dumb way. But, I mean, he'd only been in his suit for, like, a year, and he still almost beat all of them. Which, I mean, I can see why he lost that fight. He wasn't used to his suit, and I mean, he was fighting like 7 Jedi at once. But, yeah, so Darth Vader is definitely higher than Malgus, but below Revan. He's an SS tier that defeated thousands of Jedi Knights and was known to be. I agree. I think he was between Vader and Revan. He was between Vader and Revan. Yeah, we'll put Vader around there. I agree. He was about that strength. So, Darth Bane. Another, yeah, Bane, Malgus, and Vader are just the big brute Sith Lords. They're just like, they're like the big brutes. So, yes, Darth Bane, the man, the myth, the legend, the creator of the Rule of Two, the mentor to Darth Zana. He destroyed the Brotherhood of Darkness. And, I mean, pretty capable. Pretty capable. So, yeah, I say we're gonna go to Abeloth. We're gonna finish this we're gonna go all the way to Abeloth, and, we're gonna end it there because tomorrow is a school day for me, and I'm not actually going to bed. That will be much later, not like much later, but later than like 8 or 9. But yeah, I have like things I have to do for school. I have like homework and stuff that I have to get done. So we're gonna end around Abeloth. But in the meantime, Darth Bane. We're gonna say, I know this is him in his Orbalisk armor, but we're just gonna say Dynasty of Evil Bane. So, I mean, he did a force wave that collapsed an entire temple when he beat Kasim. He was equal with Zana in power. He survived the obelisks, which is insane. I mean, you don't just survive the obelisks and get away with it. What else did he do? I mean, Bane, in my opinion, is one of those characters who's like, he's more powerful than he is skilled. Like, he doesn't, like, Darth Bane is a little bit higher or lower than Vader. He's a Master of Gems. Overall, I was like, yeah, I think he's an SS tier. I mean, would he be above Vader? I mean, he could be above Vader, but he also, I'm gonna put him below Vader, but slightly. The only reason he's in the same vein as Vader in power. Yeah, I'll actually put him a little more. I'll put him slightly better. Simply because he has Force Lightning. Simple enough. He simply has Force Lightning. But, alright, so now we have, we went from a very well-known Sith Lord to a not-so-known Sith Lord. This Sith isn't known as much, but this is Darth Barris, who is the Sith Master to the Sith Warrior in Star Wars The Old Republic. Now, I actually hold Barris in higher esteem. I don't think he's, like, unrivaled, but this man has been able to completely cloak his light side presence from Satele Shan, which is very impressive, seeing as how powerful Satele is. And he was actually able to trap Vitiate's spirit with, what was his name? I haven't played SWTOR in a long time, but, the guy, it wasn't Tor Valum, no, it wasn't Tor Valum, but it was the one guy, on the planet Voss. He was able to trap Vitiate's spirit and trick him into going there and then getting trapped. And, I mean, the Emperor's Wrath, who is obviously very powerful, had to, like, seriously weaken his power. He was able to rip into the entity. I said the entity, not Darth Traya. Was able to rip into the entity and steal her force visions for the galaxy, had a powerful spy network. He got so mad and force screamed that he shook the entire Sith Sanctum with his rage. Downside of Barris is he wasn't the best lightsaber duelist, and he was very fat. Like, seriously, Barris is probably fatter than any character on this list. Like, I seriously can't think of one character on this list who's fatter than Barris, because Jabba the Hutt isn't here. Or Jack Porkins, but, yeah, Barris he was really powerful in the Force, though. Like, I mean, he wasn't able to do, like, Force storms, but he could do mini storms of lightning, and he was very capable with interrogation. Like, I mean, we have Darth Vowron, and even, the Emperor's voices being like, Darth Barris is high A tier, low S tier. This dude is a specialist of Sarisu and Juyo. His force abilities are not to be underestimated. Check out Rob Terra's video on Barris vs. Kenobi. I have watched Rob Terra's Darth Barris vs. Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that was actually a little before I held him in such high esteem. I'll put him low S tier simply due to that. But yeah, Barris is definitely not one to be trifled with. I just think his saber skills are just not as good. Like, he's very capable. I believe it's confirmed that he's a Xian and Sarisu specialist, but I don't know for sure. I don't actually have confirmation of that, so... But he's very, very capable. So, Darth Cognis. Now, Darth Cognis was, she was originally a Force-sensitive bounty hunter who ended up becoming Darth Bane's apprentice for like 5 seconds, and then Zana showed up and then killed Bane, and then she became Zana's apprentice. And then she eventually killed Zana, and she trained Darth Millennial, and Darth Millennial, I think... What happened with Millennial? I forgot. But, I think he kind of, like, left, and she's just like, okay, fair enough. And then she just kind of moved on and kept on the, what was it? The rule of 2, and she just kept on going. And yeah, I mean, she had some good telepathy powers. I mean, she was an Iktachi, so telepathy. So, I mean, she wasn't that I mean, she and her goons were able to capture Darth Bane, who we just put in SS tier. So, Darth Cognis is high B tier. That sounds about right for her. I mean, yeah, we'll put her around Darth Valeron level. So, alright. Okay. Now we got someone who's really powerful. And this is, Darth Krayt. Now, specifically, this is Darth Krayt after his rebirth. So this is after the Vong seeds. This is after everything to do with that. Like, he's no longer infected by the Vong seeds. And he's at full power. This dude has killed Darth Warlock III, who killed Darth Andedu. And he has nearly killed Cade Skywalker. In a dream state, he was able to help Luke against Abeloth. He's pretty powerful. So he's not hampered by the coral seeds or the Vong implants. So this is the Krayt who's just really, really powerful. I mean, over 100 years of training and dedication. He was a really good 9-man specialist and a really good Jar-Kai duelist, without a doubt. I mean, he put those saber skills on display against Darth Warlock, who... Warlock was not the best duelist in the house, but definitely not someone to be trifled with, if you ask me. So, I mean, yeah, it's, SSS tier. I mean, I can see it. I mean, he helped GM Luke Skywalker, take out, Abeloth. So, yeah, powerful. Power, unlimited power. But, if you have anything to the contrary, type it in. Darth Krayt is higher or equal to Vader. He had 80 years of saber experience, was highly powerful. Oh, he was certainly beyond Vader. Certainly beyond Vader. I heard SSS tier, and stronger than Vader, who's SS tier. So I'm going to put him at SSS. Also, he was a master of Shatterpoint. Yes, he was. Actually, you just reminded me about that. You reminded me about that. I forgot he was good with Shatterpoint. And then he immediately turned it into Dark... And then he learned Dark Transfer and then used it to kill. So, like... And he also willed himself back to life after dying. So... There we go. Moving on to one of his Emperor's Hand, who wasn't as strong as Krayt, but was certainly powerful. We have Darth Nihil. So, Nihil had a really impractical lightsaber, but, I mean, he was still a challenger for Cade Skywalker in lightsaber combat. And he was able to, force choke Cade, who, Cade is pretty good. He had enough power in his Force Lightning to insta-kill Cole Skywalker. So, he's got that going for him. He has a meh tier physical appearance. I mean, he's not as cool as Darth Maul, but he's still kind of cool looking. So, and he and Talon, like, slaughtered armies of Warlock's Sith before Krayt dueled Warlock. And he made that, customized lightsaber form. Like, he just kind of went like, like, he just made his own fighting style based on the styles of his people. So, Darth Nihil is a powerful warrior. Not as powerful as Count Dooku, but he wasn't a mere assassin. Oh, definitely. He was not on the same tier as Dooku. S tier, I think he was about the same level as Darth Talon. So, he's definitely not. He's powerful. I'd put him above Talon, personally. But, yeah, Nihil is not as strong as Dooku. I'm glad we're holding Dooku in, high regards, which, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I have a big matchup planned up for Season 2 for the Versus series. I got a big matchup planned that's going to blow your socks. And it's not like a joke matchup. It's like a serious matchup that's like, it's going to blow you guys away when you see it, or the idea. And Dooku is one of the combatants in that Versus series. Dooku is one of the opponents. And the other opponent is on this tier list. I don't know where, but they're on here. They're on here. So, yeah. Alright, moving on, we have Darth Thanaton. Now, again, Darth Thanaton is from Star Wars The Old Republic, and he was the main antagonist of the Sith Inquisitor storyline. He was a Dark Council master. As an apprentice, he was able to kill Exal Kresh. Well, he didn't do it because he was stronger, he just kind of, like, backstabbed him. Just kind of backstabbed him. Backstabbed her when he was already pinned. So, yeah, I mean, Thanaton, like, he had multiple Sith were like, yo, I'm not getting on his hit list, like, because he'll kill me. Because, like, there's several times in the game where, like, yo, we ain't engaged in Thanaton, he's too good. He overpowered the Sith Inquisitor, with, after they beat Lord Zash. So, that's an accomplishment. His lightsaber skills are D tier, E tier, F tier. Like, his lightsaber skills are bad. They're negligible. But, force power-wise, Darth Thanaton is a joke. When he was younger, he was more crafty and creative. But now he's just a guy with Force Lightning, high B tier. I agree. I mean, if Thanaton had kept the things of his youth, I'll put him above Vowron, and that's about it. Like, about there, he could have been really powerful, but then he just started spamming the lightning, and he just didn't get as good. So, now we have Desan from Jedi Outcast. Desan was the guy he was the dinosaur Jedi from Jedi Outcast who fought Kyle Katarn, and he, in terms of feats, he was able to defeat Return of the Jedi era Luke Skywalker without being empowered, and he did get defeated by Kyle Katarn while he was empowered. So, and this isn't the Kyle Katarn who fought Darth Kaitis or Zhuzhang Vong War veteran. This is the Kyle Katarn who defeated Inquisitor Jarek, cut off his connection to the Force, and then just got his Force connection back. So, not the strongest Kyle Katarn in the story, but Kyle kind of did what he did with Jarek. He regained his experience fighting all of, Desan's Dark Jedi. Then he fought Desan while he was empowered. And, yeah, he did well. But, Desan, like, before that, Desan just negligibly took on Katarn. Like, he was a negligible threat. Just like, yikes! I mean, he was considered pretty powerful, and then Desan is a mid-A tier. He's most likely a specialist in doing so when he went toe-to-toe with Luke. Definitely. So, I think that's about right for him, mid-A tier. We're going to put him around Kasim TCW Maul level. So, alright, now we have Emperor Palpatine, as he appears in Return of the Jedi. So this is between Revenge of the Sith and Dark Empire, but you guys already know that because you're smart, unlike me. I don't know why I had to remind people that. No one needs to get reminded that Return of the Jedi is between Episode 3 and Dark Empire. I don't know why I just did that. But yeah, Return of the Jedi Sidious. We know that he was slightly stronger than Revenge of the Sith Palpatine. And Darth Vader was 80% of this guy's power, not Revenge of the Sith Sidious. Palpatine was, this version of Palpatine was 80%. He completely overpowered Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. Like, no challenge, just blasted him apart. He has been able to disintegrate people with his Force Lightning, just casually, with the, when he had the one thing where the poison, where the guy, like, took over the Empire, and the Headmaster, and Palpatine just disintegrates him with lightning when he comes back. Just like, yeet, get out of here. And just like a complete noob, just goes, but, he disintegrated people. He overpowered Return of the Jedi Luke, who, yeah, I don't think Return of the Jedi Luke's the most powerful figure here, but, I mean, he was significantly skilled, significantly powerful. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Return of the Jedi Palpatine is high SS tier. Also, we can end with Obi-Wan instead of Abeloth. Yeah, we can end with... I think it would be... Obi-Wan is a more pleasant character to end off with than, Abeloth. So, yeah, we'll do Kenobi too. So, high S. We're going to put him above his Revenge of the Sith counterpart. So, there he goes. So, yeah, we'll end with... I mean, it's not that bad. It's just one more character, so... Alright. Galen Marek. Now, I know it has the artwork of Sith Master Starkiller, but this is Galen. This is Galen Marek. They're just using the, Sith Master version, but this is Galen, because Starkiller is down below. So... Starkiller, what he has going for him... Oh, sorry about that. What he has going for him, I mean, he beat Darth Vader, and Shakti, and Ram Koda, and Kazdan Paratus, and he survived getting a lightsaber stabbed to the stomach, and then getting thrown out into space. And then he... Palpatine definitely threw the fight against Marek, but, like, Marek still was able to block his Force Lightning for a temporary period of time, was able to block his lightning and hold it off. So, he was skilled in Xian, Surisu, and Juyo. He was very capable with Force Lightning. He could cut through armies of stormtroopers, and he could just unleash Force Repulses and Force Lightning everywhere. He was very creative with his use of the Force, too. Like, Darth Thanaton's biggest failing, was his lack of tactics. Galen was pretty smart with how he used his powers, which that made him a lot deadlier of a combatant than some other characters of his power tier. Because, like, I mean, like, he has things where, like, he'll teleconnect, like, where he'll, like, chain the Force Lightning onto the end of his lightsaber and then just hit it. And then there'll be... Galen Marek has the precision of Asajj Ventress. He was the master of Juyo. Galen defeated Vader. He also best Shakti. He does have the precision of Ventress. I mean, he's not just rough. He's not just rough and tough. He is very, like, he can be precise and elegant. So, alright, we got Writer Man saying S tier. I agree. I don't think he was SS tier because, like, if you read the novel, it wasn't like Galen was just stomping Vader. Like, he had to work hard to beat Vader. I think, like, a high S tier. I think that would be justice for Galen without... We'll put him around Bastila and Arkin, I think, in power. So, for now. Maybe, like, yeah, maybe around with Malgus, but, like, that might be overdoing it. But, yeah, Galen... Yeah, if you all want to be a Force user of his power level, do the Galen Marek approach and actually be tactical. So, alright, so now we have Depa Billaba. Now, if you don't know who Depa Billaba is, she was the Padawan of Mace Windu. She went to Harun Kal during the Clone Wars, and she fell to the dark side, and she fought Mace and went into a coma. And she didn't wake up and train Kanan Jarrus. But yeah, purely Legends. So, I, for one, actually really, I hold Deepa in higher regards than some people, because she had training in Vapad. I mean, kind of like Sora Bulk. She had training in Vapad. And she gave Mace Windu a pretty decent fight. I mean, not like the greatest fight ever, but she still gave him something in terms of everything. I mean, she also had the really good empathy powers. B tier, I can see it. Like, she had like all the empathetic powers, which that's probably why she turned to the dark side, was just all the death of this is something I mentioned in when I was talking about the High Republic Padawans, like how I thought with Deepa, like all the death of the Clone Wars was just so much for her that she just was driven mad. Poor Deepa. So yeah, we'll put her with Mundi, Zalo, and Kit. I'll put her with Zalo. Deepa Billaba was probably a low A or high B. She was an advanced student of love and was probably decent. She was very decent in her Force abilities. We're going to put her with her fellow Jedi Council Masters, because that's about as strong as she is, so. Alright, the most powerful character in all of Star Wars, Jocasta Nu. Jocasta Nu, everybody! Isn't she so powerful? Right? Seriously, the most Jocasta ever does is literally turn around, draw her lightsaber at Anakin, and Anakin just picks her up and just yeets her into his lightsaber. Just like, yeet. Jocasta Nu is negligible. We know that at one time she was probably pretty good, because at one point she did sit on the Jedi Council, but I hate that. Like, Attack of the Clones is not one of my favorite Star Wars movies. Like, I like it better than the sequel trilogy, don't get me wrong, but it's way better than sequels, but it's definitely not, it's not one of the Star Wars films I would go back to before, like, I'd go to, like, the original trilogy, or Revenge of the Sith, or even Phantom Menace before I'd go see that one, but that one scene with Jocasta, like, I'm always like, I hate this woman. I will be taking Jocasta Nu from canon. She gave the Grand Inquisitor a good fight. Well, this is a purely Legends tier list. This is no canon. I mean, I know we want to take her from canon, because she does have a decent fight with the Grand Inquisitor, but, yeah, this is no canon at all. That's the one rule from, this tier list is, I mean, civil discussions, and all Legends, no canon. So, I know she has a good fight with the Grand Inquisitor in canon, but this is purely a Legends tier list, no canon, so, yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to count that, which, that's the same reason why, we're not counting, Ahsoka and Maul's showings in, Season 7 of the Clone Wars. So, I will take canon Jocasta any day. Oh, absolutely. Her and this, alright, we'll do that. Alright, we'll do this canon Jocasta. We'll do Jocasta and canon purely for this. Alright, we'll do it. Just pure. So yeah, we'll just do canon today, and then she'll be it. Like, for instance, we're not doing Quinlan Voss from TCW. Or Dark Disciple. So, anyway, Satele Shan. Satele Shan. Satele is the ancestor of, Revan and Bastila. She's the female Jedi from the, SWTOR cinematic trailers, with the blue double-bladed lightsaber. She fights Malgus on Alderaan. She's the one who catches and holds the lightsaber blade from Malgus, and then completely, like, she didn't completely shatter the mountain, but she completely buried him in an avalanche with a force wave, that left him crippled, and he had to get cybernetically rebuilt. So she's got that going for her. She's definitely an Ataru specialist, and I would also argue she had some 9-man training based on Chaos and Darach. I would think that she had some 9-man training because double-bladed lightsaber, and she seems like she incorporates at least some force abilities into her lightsaber sequences. Not as much as some other 9-man specialists like her master, Keo, but she's definitely pretty skilled at it. But I think Ataru was her go-to. She dueled Malgus, which is a good feat, and then she actually helped duel Reborn Revan, who is, both characters are in SS tier, and Shan didn't solo Revan, obviously, but she was still a key fighter. Satele Shan is a low or mid SS tier. She gave Malgus a great fight and even bested him. I think Satele had training in 9-man Ataru and Juyo. I can agree. Yeah, she's definitely SS tier. So I wouldn't be surprised for SS tier. I'm gonna put her slightly above Malgus, simply because she won. But I know Jace Malcolm intervened, but like, come on, she's still kind of won. Now, we did Satele Shan, and now we're going over to Satele Shan's master, Chaos and Darach, who his singular appearance is in the SWTOR Return cinematic trailer, and he is the Jedi Master who takes on both Apprentice Malgus and Lord Vindican at once, like a beast. Again, Keo is the kind of Jedi where, like, I don't think he was very inherently powerful. Well, I could also argue against that because, I mean, he completely blasted Lord Vindican across the room with a force push. Just ripped right through his force wall and just, boom, yeet. Just yeeted him across. So, there he goes. But, he was more skilled with his force abilities than, he was powerful. He was just really skilled. He's a Jedi Battle Master. He was unquestionably a 9-man specialist. And I do think he had some Ataru training. He definitely had some Jar-Kai training. And some Saber Staff training. I mean, he wielded a Saber Staff and a single lightsaber at once. He was capable of lifting a lot of, debris when he fought Malgus. Like, he was lifting, like, a complete, like, engine components at Malgus. Like, massive things, like, sure, he wasn't pulling a Yoda or a Darth Vader just ripping ships out of the sky, but, I mean, he was throwing some heavy stuff. His endurance is not as good, but he was definitely capable. Like, if Malgus and Darach 1v1'd, I don't think Malgus would have killed him as easy. Chaos and Darach is a toss-up. He defeated Vindican and was able to contend with both his masters. If you haven't, check Jenserai's videos. He could beat Grievous, but not Ventress. I have seen both of those videos. I don't know if I think he would beat Grievous, personally. I don't know if he could beat Grievous. I don't know if he could beat Ventress either, but... And yes, Ventress is on this tier list, by the way. She's a little lower. She's next to Dooku. Do you think we'll get to her next? Like, if we end with Kenobi... Yeah, I mean... Possible. I mean, it would probably be a few tier lists, but, yeah, I mean, so, yeah, I don't know. S tier? I mean, we could say S tier, I guess we could, if we're gonna say he could beat Grievous and not Ventress, then, yeah, I'll put him at the bottom of S tier, so, there he goes. Alright, Padawan Anakin Skywalker, so, Anakin Skywalker, as he appears in Attack of the Clones, well, this isn't even, give him the highest B tier. Yeah, I think that makes a little more sense. That makes a little more sense for Darach. But this is Anakin up until his knighting ceremony, so this is including the Attack of the Clones film, as well as his duel with Asajj Ventress in the Micro Series, which I just rewatched that duel, rewatching Micro Series, and such a good duel. I love that series so much. I forgot how much I love the Micro Series. It's so good. But I mean, yeah, Padawan Anakin was he made Dooku try for 5 seconds when he did the dual sabers. Obviously, Dooku was way above his level. I don't think anyone's questioning that Dooku in Attack of the Clones was stronger than Anakin by a significant margin. And he and Ventress, they tussled it out on Yavin. Anakin Skywalker beat Asajj Ventress and gave Count Dooku one of the best fights. Oh, absolutely. He gave Dooku a really good fight, in Attack of the Clones. He did a lot better than Obi, or Kenobi, and he did beat Ventress. So, yeah. Padawan Anakin's good. I don't think people give Padawan Anakin as much respect as I think he deserves, personally. So, he is definitely very capable. So I'm saying B tier. I'd say mid B tier. I would put him with the Council Masters in terms of skill. Maybe that's overestimating him, but I mean, we'll put him around, for now, we'll put him around Jin and Fisto. He's a little bit higher than... Yeah, I mean, we'll put him, right next to KO. They were in the same tier. So, alright, so this might be a little confusing, but this is Anakin purely, in Clone Wars material before Revenge of the Sith. So, no TCW. So, this is Anakin based off of... Well, I don't think we need to do... If you guys want to do this Anakin, this is the Anakin from, Labyrinth of Evil and, before Revenge of the Sith Anakin. This is, Micro Series Jedi Knight Anakin. We're not going to do this. Do you guys want to do this Anakin? It's kind of weird. It's not... It's, kind of like the Clone Wars comics. When he's a knight. So, I mean, we can put him around TCW Anakin. This is the Anakin who did the mini Force Storm on the one planet. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do this Anakin. I mean, if you guys do, it's all your game. It's your tier list, so you can do that. I just find it really weird. So, I'm gonna move on to Freed Nad for now. But, so yeah, if you can leave a comment if you want to use that Anakin, but yeah, I just don't know how to handle that Anakin. But Freed Nad. Okay, he's a bit higher than TCW Anakin. Alright, I'm gonna take your word, mate. I'm gonna take your word on that. I mean, yeah, they were about the same level. They were not Revenge of the Sith Anakin yet, but they were strong. So, Freed Nad. Now, I don't hold Freed Nad in as high regard as some people, simply because of how he died. This guy got killed by a bunch of average Jedi Knights. He wasn't taken out by, anyone significant. He was just taken out by a bunch of just random Jedi. He did have the unique fighting style, though. We don't actually have visual proof of this, but he had the lightsaber knife, or the Shoto lightsaber. So, Gensarai 1, who's a Versus Series YouTuber, is a very big influence on my Versus videos. He's one of the video YouTubers that I look up to a lot. Theorized that he does a knife fighting style where he does stabby, where he always he fights with a lightsaber it's a knife, which it can be cool. We know he trained under Naga Sadow, and I think he killed Naga. I think he killed him after he learned everything. So there's that. So he is somewhat impressive. And then he was able to become a spirit after his death. Was able to become he was able to not cloak himself, but transfer his spirit, and then even as a ghost, he was able to cause the avalanche that trapped Exar and forced him to embrace the dark side. of course, Exar got Naga Sadao's gauntlet and just completely just destroyed his spirit. Just like, just blew him to shreds. And that was the end of Frieden Nad. This dude, like, had no humility. He did have a bronze lightsaber, which, gotta say, that's cool. That's cool, I like. He's most likely a specialist of Ataru, Naiman, Chicho, so I will put him a bit higher than the Jedi Council Masters. Yeah, and then S tier, I'm guessing, but, yeah, he's around Council levels. He's around the Council Masters. I'd put him around here, personally. Like, very high B tier. So. Alright. So we have 5 more characters. Or, no, 4 more characters. S tier, maybe? Yeah. We'll put him high A tier. We'll put him around here. There. There he goes. He's gonna go low A tier. So, 4 characters left. So, A'Sharad Het, and this is going up to his duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi in the comics and Kenobi novel. So this is when A'Sharad, this is before Darth Krayt. He isn't Krayt just yet, but he's still capable. I mean, he defeated Aurra Sing the one time, and he gave Kenobi, like, post Revenge of the Sith, like, and this wasn't like old Ben, this was pretty close to Revenge of the Sith Kenobi, gave him a challenge. I mean, he was, in my opinion, he was definitely a 9-man, well, he's a confirmed 9-man specialist as Krayt, so I think he was still a 9-man specialist. I think he had some Jar-Kai kind of in there. Well, he didn't kind of have Jar-Kai. His whole fighting style was Jar-Kai. So, maybe a little Ataru, maybe a little Chicho, but yeah, he was also a capable marksman. We know that, because he and Kakruk had blasters in one comic. And he defeated Padawan Anakin with the Gaffy stick. He was able to disarm him, and Padawan Anakin was getting triggered with him, and completely wrecked him. So, and A'Sharad was able to disarm him with nothing more than his lightsaber. So, he's pretty impressive. So, and then dueling Kenobi. So, he's a high or mid B tier. He's a little bit lower than, I don't know, if Ki-Adi-Mundi. Yeah, he was about Jedi Council level. I mean, in terms of skill and power. We'll put him with Fisto and Mundi for now. We'll put him right there. Alright. Luke Skywalker as he appears in The Empire Strikes Back. So, this isn't GM Luke Skywalker. This is Bespin Luke. So, we'll have Splinter of the Mind's Eye will be considered here, and obviously his duel with Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back. So, I mean, he isn't incapable. So, we have a bunch of Lukes. Like, we're going to have Empire. Probably next time, we're going to have Return of the Jedi and Dark Empire. And then there's GM. But this is Empire Luke. So, this version of Luke, I mean, I don't want to put him in D tier. Maybe C tier, but, like, I mean, he did land a strike on Vader, which is very impressive. And what makes that even more impressive was the fact that that point in the fight, Vader was actually going tryhard. Because, like, you notice, if you notice, like, during the Empire duel, Vader starts off, like, toying with him. And then in the second part of their duel, he gets a little more aggressive. Like, he gets a little more tryhard, and then that's when the Force abilities come in. Like, and he's testing Luke's Force resistance. And then at the end, he just goes full-on tryhard, and Luke actually lands a strike. We know in the Empire Strikes Back novel that he actually put up a mini Force wall against Vader stuff. Empire Strikes Back Luke was like Asajj Ventress before she was trained by Dooku. Gave Vader a good fight. He's lower than Jedi Council Masters. Oh, absolutely. So, So, definitely. So, then we got C tier, low B tier. Yeah. So, we'll put him around. Oh, whoa. Hey. Sorry. Hey. Stop. Why are you being glitchy? No. No, that's bad. We don't do that. We don't do that, computer. I'm sorry. But, yeah, no, we do not do that, computer. We do not. So, yeah, I'm gonna put him around Padawan Kenobi. I'll put him with Kenobi, Maris, and Barriss. I mean, Kenobi gave Maul a good challenge, and Luke gave Vader a decent challenge. So, alright, so now we're going to go to arguably Luke Skywalker's greatest opponent, and this is Abeloth. Abeloth, she is the mother of the Mortis gods. She is insanely powerful. I mean, if you've read Fate of the Jedi, you know how powerful Abeloth is. She is crazy powerful. How many times was she killed in Fate of the Jedi and she just came back to life? To the point where even after GM Luke and Darth Krayt killed her, they're like, are you really sure she's dead? And last time we know, the Jedi were searching the Dagger of Mortis because they had no way else to kill her. She was able to go off, fight with GM Luke Skywalker and the Lost Tribe of the Sith. Abeloth is an F tier. I'm just kidding. She's unrivaled, just below the father. Oh, oh, yeah. Yep, she's the weakest Star Wars character. LOL. But, yeah. She is definitely unrivaled. So, we'll put her just below the father. So, there she goes. And, last but not least is Obi-Wan Kenobi as he appears in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So, Master Kenobi, well, he is the undefeated master of Form 3 Surisu. He was able to give Dooku a good fight. We know that he's pretty tactical because he and Anakin came up with the plan where they did their default fight. Like, they didn't do their default styles. They did kind of like their Shicho, Ataru, and then they went to Surisu and Gemso and they boxed Dooku in, and they actually gave him they didn't give him, and actually got him nervous. He was able to block 20 strikes per second against Legends General Grievous, and was able to match Vader on Mustafar. Vader was emotionally conflicted, but he was capable. He was capable. So, and then and as we've said before when we were talking about Corran Horn, Corran and Kenobi share a lot of similarities, force power-wise. They're both not incredibly strong, but they're very tactical when their use of abilities, which, that's an instant, that's a plus in my book, because I think force users who use more skill than power are usually more interesting force users, and those are the ones that have more, I hold them in higher respect. Not that I hold the powerful ones. Not that I don't hold the powerful ones in high respect, but Darth Thanaton, I can't hold him in high respect because he's powerful, but he has no skill. Or Kenobi, he doesn't have as much power, but he has a lot of skill. And then, though Kenobi is primarily a swordsman, I mean, master of Surisu, he was the master of Surisu. The master of Surisu, no messing with him. So, and then plus he had Ataru, Shien, Shicho, and Nyman. They weren't as strong into his style, but he still had them incorporated. S tier. I mean, if we're gonna put Grievous, Obi-Wan Kenobi is an A tier, higher than TCW Anakin, but below Revenge of the Sith Anakin. He beat Legend General Grievous, bested Anakin Skywalker, and went toe-to-toe with the Savage Avengers. Definitely. Oh, yeah. He is very strong. His biggest weakness, really, is his lacking fourth wall. We're putting him at the top of A tier, without a doubt. He is at the top of A tier, so... Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. I'm gonna try maybe this week. I don't know if I'm gonna get another live stream this week or next week. I'm unsure. But yeah, so now we have way more characters added to the tier list. So in Unrivaled, he also might have been slightly better duelist or equal to Dooku. I think he was equal to Dooku. I don't think he was superior than Dooku, but I think they were in the same tier. So, alright. Alright, so in Unrivaled, we have the father of Mortis, the son of Mortis, and Abeloth. So, and then the Mortis gods. In S tier, we have Dark Empire Sidious, Grandmaster Yoda, Exar Kun, Darth Kaitis, and Darth Krayt Reborn. SS tier, we have Return of the Jedi Darth Sidious, Revenge of the Sith Darth Sidious, Jaina Solo, Mace Windu, Emperor Vitiate, Mother Talzin, Revan, Darth Bane, Darth Vader, Satele Shan, and Darth Malgus. In S tier, we have Arkin, Galen Marek, Bastila Shan, Jason Solo, Revenge of the Sith, Anakin Skywalker, Legends General Grievous. Well, this is a Legends tier list. This is just General Grievous. But, Darth Mar, Phantom Menace Darth Maul, Darth Barriss. In A tier, we have Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Vodosiask Vosk, Frieden Nad, Corran Horn, Darnish Val, Darth Traya, Darth Zana, Kasim, Dasan, TCW Darth Maul, Exile Kresh, both Clone Wars versions of Anakin, Darth Nihil, Darth Talon, Darth Andedu, and Ben Skywalker. In B tier, we have Chaos and Darach, Padawan Anakin, Celeste Morn, Marco Ragnos, Darth Cognos, Darth Thanaton, Darth Vowron, Naga Sadow, Ludo Crash, Ben Zalo, Deepa Balaba, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Ostrod Het, Kit Fisto, Qui-Gon Jinn, Boba Fett, Mandalore the Ultimate, Savage Opress, Old Ben Kenobi, Eth Koth, Darth Sion, Barriss Offee, Maris Brood, Empire Strikes Back Luke Skywalker, and Phantom Menace Obi-Wan Kenobi. Whoa! In C tier, we have Darth Venemus, Agen Kolar, Saizi Tin. I think Grievous and Obi-Wan should switch. Oh yeah, we can switch them. We'll switch them after I finish this. Saizi Tin, the one Night Sister who blasts Maul with Force Lightning, Darth Jadis, Ferrus Olin, Cad Bane, Kira Karnos, Bo-Katan, Gar Saxon, Sherrett Het, Magda Guards, Pong Krell, Embo, Yariel Poof, and Joe Castanu. And in D tier, we have Darth Venemus, early Ahsoka, and early Nadar. So, you wanted Kenobi and Grievous to switch. We're going to switch them up right there. I think that makes more sense because Kenobi was close to Anakin in power. So, that's going to do it for now. So, we're going to pick up, I don't know when. I promise you guys I'm going to tell you ahead of time rather than just kind of popping in out of nowhere and doing it. But I'll tell you when I get plenty of time, and we'll pick up from Lumaya, Dark Lady Lumaya, and we'll probably go to, I don't know, probably around, like, Cade Skywalker or Valen, but I don't know. So, that's going to do it for this live stream. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I certainly did. I enjoyed. Yeah, this was fun. Yeah, this was fun. This was really fun. I really enjoyed these live streams. You guys make it really fun. So, yeah, we're definitely finishing this tier list. We're definitely going to finish it together as one. But, yeah, that's going to do it for this live stream. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.